I heard this quote by Tom Brady yesterday, and he said that success is not found in talent alone. It's found by consistently being determined to do the things other people aren't doing. I'm assuming that you're pretty different than everybody else. And don't worry, I am too. But one thing I know about being different is that people tend to pay a little more attention to you. If I can think about any time in my life where I've gotten paid a lot of attention to, a lot of memories pop up. In elementary school, I used to always be the kid that would always try to race people and challenge people and essentially just try to show people that I was better than them. But the thing is, I had asthma. So I would race and I'd challenge these people and I'd come up short. I wouldn't be this star athletic person, but I was determined to show people that I know I have asthma. I know I have something that I never really truly comprehended, yet I was still going to show people that I can challenge you and I can still beat them. And I carried that into middle school and high school, where I had problems, no serious problems, but just plenty of problems that kind of told me to stop doing the things that I wanted to do. I did a lot of sports when I wasn't really the best physically to do those sports. I did a lot of extracurricular things, even though I didn't really have the best grades. I wanted to always public speak, even though I wasn't the best speaker. There was plenty of things I did that showed me that I wasn't talented. But the thing is, I was doing the things that other people in my position wasn't doing. And I'm trying my best to do this now because I always want to have a hunger, a desire to be different. I used to always hate the idea of being somebody that everybody else wasn't. I sometimes hated the fact that I had curly hair and all my friends and people I looked up to had straight hair or they had braids or something. I was just kind of different in that way, and I hated that. And also, I'm a mixed kid, and I'll be honest, I sometimes hated the fact that I was black, even though I love it now. I saw my white friends, and I'm like, I'm different than them. They're not going to accept me. But as time went on, I realized that a lot of people appreciate the people that are different because there's something that they're not. See, if you're someone who has their life laid out before them, so you get everything bought for you, and you get all the opportunities that other people have to fight for just put in front of you on a silver platter, you don't really get to experience the true struggle behind fighting to get what you want. And that's where I feel like I truly thrive. I never really want things to be handed to me. Sometimes I enjoy the fight. Sometimes I tend to fight a little too hard when things are a little easier than I'm trying to make them out to be. Sometimes I can just grab something, but I try to make this obstacle course in my mind on how to get that thing because it feels more fulfilling. I know it feels fulfilling to fight for the things that you want. I know it feels fulfilling to be different and show people that you're better than them because I've done that my entire life. I mean, I'm a middle child of three boys, and I was always not the most smartest. I was always not the most athletic, so I simply built myself. I built myself to be the best in every area to get the attention of other people and try to do things that other people weren't doing. See, when I think about sports and performance, I've always never really been the best person at what I'm doing. Even in high school, I was a track star. That's what people called me. But I wasn't really the best in what I did. See, I was a hurdler, and I loved hurdling. But there was still people all around that could pretty easily beat me. But I just had a passion and a determination to be different. I wanted to be different in the fact that I was showing people that you don't have to be a certain specific way to succeed. And in doing this, I brought so many people to my track team. I essentially recruited a lot of people to my track team, and they loved the fact that this guy who wasn't really the best, but he was determined and he was passionate and he was different. That's the guy who made me join. Not this guy who was a hot shot at everything or was the absolute national best person in one specific race. It was this guy who tried his best at what he did. He wasn't the greatest, but sometimes, and sometimes it feels amazing when you're different and you're doing the things other people aren't. You can seem like you're the greatest. And that is where talent cannot reach. See, when I think about talented people, they're usually brought up in a family. Maybe their father's a coach or their father's really rich, where they have these things that essentially promote them to be on a certain path. Me, I never really had any of that. The only really one thing that I have is my mom is a writer and I enjoy writing. Other than that, there's not much. Everything else that I've ever wanted to do, I essentially had to fight for. I was a big fan of soccer because some of my best friends always played soccer growing up. I was absolutely hot garbage at soccer. I was terrible. Didn't really make the team officially until my senior year of high school. But I tried so hard. There was even one specific time where my coach saw me trying so hard. And after I tried out for like the 4th year in a row, he pulled me to his office and he said, "You know, Dorian, I don't think you're quite the cut to make the team, but you try harder than any other athlete I've ever seen. And it's really inspiring me." My coach, the coach I wanted to be on the team, he said I inspired him. And to this day, that really makes me happy. But he said I inspired him so much. Sorry. He said I inspired him so much that he wanted to make a manager spot on his team. My coach hated managers. He didn't like the idea of managers, so he never had one out of all of his years, except for me. And he told me, he said, "You can just practice with the team, but you won't get to play in a game." And after thinking about it for some time, I took him up on the offer. And I trained with the team, and it finally felt like I was a part of this thing that I tried so hard to get. But I know that I would have never gotten there and would have never eventually got on the team my senior year. That was during my sophomore year when he let me on that manager spot, if I hadn't have been doing the things that other people weren't. See, I would go to my high school soccer fields and I would just try my best to juggle a soccer ball. I was absolutely terrible. I'd be out there all the time. I'd shoot the soccer ball. I'd pass the soccer ball. I looked awful, but I tried my best. I tried to do this thing that essentially life was telling me that I had no chance of doing. And what happened? I fought my way into a spot on a team. And I'm trying to tell you this because you don't need the talent. You don't need the things laid out in front of you. You just need a determination to do the things that other people aren't doing. I've done this my entire life, and I really love it. But one of the biggest things that will try to stop you from getting to the things that you want is other people around you that see the reality of things. And unfortunately, sometimes you need to hear that. But the sad part is it can really kill your dreams. For instance, I'm a track guy. And as I continue to go into my college track career, I'm getting slower. And it's so confusing and frustrating to be getting older, more mature, have more knowledge of track, be training harder, be training more, looking better, and yet I'm getting slower. You know, when you really think about it, it doesn't make any sense. And I kind of think of that as life telling me that I don't need to be doing this. But the thing is, life can tell me one thing, but God can tell me something else. Life is the people around me and the situations that come to a conclusion. And to come to a conclusion is the people saying, "You failed multiple times, don't do it again." And life telling me I've fallen on my face so many times, the next time I fall on my face, it might be my breaking point. But I think about God and I think about the fact that nothing ever comes easy. I'm a Christian, obviously, and I try to live a Christian lifestyle. But Jesus never promised me an easy life. I knew I was going to have to fight for the things that I wanted because Jesus fought for the things that he wanted in his life. And I always have to remind myself when people tell me that I can't do something of all the things that I've already done. See, I'm reading a book right now from David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me. I didn't have a bookmark, so I'm using a resistance band. But it's one of those books where it's really extreme. David Goggins does a lot of things in that book where he kind of just irreversibly damages himself. For instance, he just kind of really hurts his legs so badly that his legs are permanently damaged. He talks about it all the time, and I don't think me and you should do that. So a lot of those stories and things we hear, we should take with a grain of salt. But he gives a lot of practical tips in that book that I really, really love. And one thing is the mental cookie jar. Now, the mental cookie jar is simply something in your mind that you can reach into and pick up a cookie for fuel. Now, this is essentially something to keep you going. And the cookies in that mental cookie jar are just things, positive experiences, wins that can keep you pushing forward. When life tells me I can't do something, I can so easily tell them that they're right. I can pick up my towel and throw it in. I can throw in my towel and give up. But before you do that, I want you to reach into your mental cookie jar. Thank you, David Goggins, for teaching me this. But he said, when you reach into your mental cookie jar, you can pick up something that you've won at. When you're in a situation where you think it's impossible and people are telling you to stop, take your win, the thing that you know you accomplished at, even if it's so small. For me in track, that was having a good workout. And I eat that cookie, mentally, maybe not physically. And you eat that cookie and you use it as fuel to say, this seems impossible. The world is telling me not to do this, but I know what I'm capable of. And I know if I did this, I can do this in front of me. And when reading that, I really, really loved it. Because sometimes on the path for success, you can feel like you're not talented. Like Tom Brady said, you don't need talent. You need to be doing things that other people aren't. And when you're doing something that somebody else is not doing, reach into your cookie jar and pick up something else that no one else would do and eat that. Because if you're doing something right now, like listening to me, making a video like me, doing something that other people aren't doing, and you're not getting the results that you want, and everything around you seems like it's telling you to stop, pick up something, look at it, and think about the fact, think about all the things you've done in the past that you succeeded at, that people thought you were different, and they really loved it. I can think about the fact that I brought people onto my track team, that I've made friends and I've inspired people by simply being different and doing things that other people didn't want to do. All these are little wins that you can throw in your cookie jar and use them to fuel yourself to doing the things that you're wanting to do right now. Because everyone is always going to tell you to stop. The thing you want, stop. Don't do it. People tell me all the time about videos online. It's so hard to go viral online. You know, you shouldn't make these videos because you have a very low chance of succeeding. People tell me that I should never even try. Because there's people who spend years and they never get the things that they want in their videos, and they have to end up working a terrible job because they put all their eggs into one basket, and they tell me, you're in college. Focus on your degree. Focus on the things that matter. Give up on your passions, because you have such a low chance of your passions succeeding. And when people tell me that, it sucks. It's kind of like in a race when you're racing in track and you're running really good, but everybody starts to pass you. And you really think, I can't do this. Everybody's passing me and showing me that I suck. And I need to hop out of the way. So I need to give up. But I want you to reach into that cookie jar, pick up something that you've done before where everyone told you to stop. Everyone told you that you're different, you're trash, any words you can think of, and you pushed through. Eat that cookie, fuel yourself up, and understand that you being different is amazing. You being different is what's going to get you far. There's so many things in my life that I've truly embraced. One thing is the gap in my teeth. I used to hate it so much. I used to want braces, but I never grew up with enough money in my family for me to get braces. So I had to stick with this gap in my teeth. But now some people know me by the gap in my teeth. They love it. They love the fact that they can look at me even when I built myself so much physically and I look great and I seem so intimidating. I could smile and they say I look so cute. And it shows them a little imperfection that I have that shows me that I'm human. People see my humanity in this. They see my personality in this. And I've started to love it. I don't need braces. I don't need all these things that people have. I don't need money. I don't need stability. I need a determination to do the things other people aren't doing. And when you have a determination to do the things that people aren't doing, you can embrace the fact that you're different and become great. You can achieve that success because people will look to you and say, this person did it on their own terms. They didn't do it because someone told them to. Because everyone was telling them not to do it. If everyone's telling you not to achieve your goal, not to keep pushing through on that workout, not to keep fighting for that relationship that you're in, keep fighting. Be different. The people around you will see that you're different and you're doing the things that they aren't. And in that, people see inspiration, motivation, and it could even change somebody else's life. When I make these videos, when I write online, when I do anything and I share myself to the world, I'm letting the world know that I'm here. I don't have everything planned out. I don't have all the money in the world. I don't have this beautiful backdrop behind me. I don't have the best camera, lights, microphone. But guess what? I'm doing what you aren't. And sometimes that it spikes a fear in people. And it sparks motivation. I can think about some people that I'm really close to that really have everything they could have ever needed to become great. And yet they're still mediocre. I've seen people who grow up in amazing families work at McDonald's because they don't take advantage of the fact that life is going to beat you down. And when life beats you down, you cannot sit there and take it and say they're right. Because I'm here to tell you that no matter what life says, God said that this wasn't meant to be an easy life, and you got to fight for what you want. You can't wish upon the stars, and when you don't get anything, accept that. No. Faith without works is dead. That's one of my favorite Bible verses, and it reminds me that I can't just believe that something's going to happen. I can't believe when other people say that something's going to happen. I got to fight for it. I got to work for it. I got to continue to do the things that I know I need to do to be great. Because greatness is found in being consistent. Let's break it down. Consistency is doing something again and again and again. And it takes seeing no results and being able to say, I don't care. I'm going to keep pushing. And every time it's harder than the last. Every video I post and it gets no views, to post another video is painful. But I know that pain is nothing compared to the regrets I have after a couple years, and I realize I could have kept going. If I don't post this video, who's to say I won't post 500 videos in the future? If I post this video, I can keep posting video after video after video after video, and I can get no views. The world can tell me to stop pursuing this goal or this hobby, and I can give up. I can choose to truly give up because I don't have the talent, I don't have the money. Life told me to stop, and I said, life, you're right. But I'm not going to do that, because my success, true success, is found in doing the things other people aren't doing. Getting to that wall, pushing it down, again and again and again and again and again. Because there's no telling how many walls you're going to face that you got to push down for it to pop right back up whenever you want to do the same thing over again. You got to be consistent. Because success sometimes isn't found in the numbers. Sometimes it's found in the feeling. Because if you can be hardworking and consistent in this, you can be hardworking and consistent in a job, a relationship, or any other aspect of life. And you got to be determined. Breaking it down, determined, you got to want it. You got to keep going after it. You got to see the fact that people are saying no, and you got to say yes. You got to be determined to see your passion and your dream through. When you have something in your mind that you know can come true, don't stop until it happens. Don't stop. Because the second you stop, it's hard. Like I said with being consistent, the second you stop being determined, it's hard. You got to want it. Sometimes you even have to lie to yourself and say that you want it when you really don't want it. Be determined to see it through. When you're determined, things can happen. But the second you're not determined, your passion, your personality, it starts to show. You got to believe that it's going to happen. And believing something that's going to happen, that's being determined. Tom Brady said, success, true success, is found in consistently being determined to do the things other people aren't. Do the things other people aren't. Because if you keep doing that, you're going to find that the success that you want is going to feel amazing. Because you feel like you earned it. It's fulfilling because people told you no and you did it anyways. Because the truth is, people are jealous. People don't want to see you succeed. Not everyone. People are afraid of you succeeding because it means you'll be better than them. It means you'll be better than them. And people hate that. When people see me trying my best to make videos and write and wear nose strips to breathe better and drink more water and look better without my shirt on, they hate it. They hate it because they're not doing it. They're not doing it, and they don't want to see the fact that you're succeeding doing something that they don't want to do, because that proves to them that to get to the things that they want, they're going to have to do the things that you're doing, the things that they aren't doing. Success is so motivational and inspirational to others that it almost makes people despise you. But that's one thing you have to accept. When you accept the fact that people hate, they absolutely cannot fathom how you're succeeding and they're not, it makes them change. Because even for me, if I see someone doing something that I absolutely hate doing, and they're succeeding, I'm going to hate that. I'm going to hate it so much because I'm like, why? Like, why are they doing this? And especially when they're doing something that you hated, and you never succeeded at, and you're going to tell them to stop. Hey man, I never did good with that. You should stop. And when they succeed, you're like, how come that didn't happen to me? That's what people think. When they go to the gym all the time and they eat good all the time and they don't see the results that they want, and you do the same thing just a little bit differently and you get the results that you want, they hate it. They're like, no, that's not fair. What about me? But the thing is, you got to be different. You got to be doing the other things that people aren't doing. Realize that your path to success is not always going to be someone else's path to success. I have to remind myself that all the time, because all the time, everything I want to do is always based around the fact that I want to be somebody else. But no, I can't be somebody else. I got to be me. I got to be me because the truth is that the success that I want isn't found in trying to be this person I'm looking at, because they're already attaining that success. That success is booked. They got that one. I can't keep trying to get that one if they haven't. I got to get the one that's in front of me. But if I keep looking over here to what they have and trying to get what they have, I can't get the thing right in front of me. I got to grab a hold of that. And that comes with taking my own path. Being different. Doing the things they aren't. Doing the things they aren't. They're not doing the things that I need to do to succeed. Most of the time I know what I need to do. I just don't want to do it. Making videos like this, talking. I don't want to do it all the time. Wearing stuff like this to help me breathe better because I can't breathe that well. I don't want to do it. It makes me look funny. People are going to make fun of me. My teammates took an hour making fun of me for wearing this. But you know what? If I succeed, they're going to see me wearing this and they may start doing it themselves. Because I'm doing something they aren't. They're making fun of me because I'm different. But the thing is, you can't let people's opinions and their reactions to things decide what you're going to do. Because if you do that, you're never going to reach the place that you want to be. To reach where you want to be, you got to accept that people are going to laugh. People are going to hate you. People are going to do everything in their power to stop you. But you got to keep going. Because on this path to success that I know you want, and I want so bad, we got to do things that people don't want to do. We got to do things that people are telling us not to do. In my athletic career, people have always told me to stop before I hurt myself. But I know that they're saying that because they wouldn't do it. And they've seen other people fall or come up short. But I know deep down, if I'm determined to succeed, I'm going to be doing this thing that they don't want me to do. And I'm going to do it great. I'm going to do it a lot. I'm going to be consistent and determined to do the things that other people aren't. And in that area, that is where success is found. You got to stop listening to what other people say and what the world is telling you, because the world does not want you to succeed. It doesn't. It's never going to. The people around you, the people that love you, they don't want to see you get hurt. They don't want to see you experience pain. They don't want to see you go through this hard route of life when they know you can take the easy route. They don't want to see you suffer. But sometimes the easy route, the thing that they want for you, is not what you want. They want it because it's the most minimal amount of pain, effort. That's what they want for you. But the hard route, it involves suffering, pain, being made fun of, hating yourself, other people hating you. But ultimately, at the end of that tunnel, that's where your success is found. People are going to tell you to take this road, but you really need to take this one if you want to succeed. You got to stop listening to other people's voices and their opinions, because all they're going to do is stop you from achieving what you want. You got to be different. And you got to do the things that people aren't doing. Your loved ones, the people who care about you, don't let that hurt you. Accept that, appreciate it, be grateful for it. But understand that not everybody close to you is going to see things the way you see them. So they're not going to be able to understand that the success that you want is held behind a wall. And you know you got to hit that wall and break it down and hit so many other walls. But they don't want you to do that because they know it hurts and it sucks. That's part of life. Sometimes people around you don't want you to experience life. They want you to experience this fantasy and live a life that's mediocre and never its full potential. But I want you to reach your full potential. And you got to take that harder route. You got to do the things other people aren't doing. And maybe this is the first step in the right direction. Thank you guys for watching this. This was probably my first unedited and most raw video. But it's truth that I hope can help you because it's something I'm going through right now. It seems like everyone is just telling me the things that I shouldn't hear. Everybody's trying to make this path for me that's going to be easy, but I know the things I want isn't on that easy path. It's on a hard path that sometimes they see. They just hate the idea of me going down that path. You got to choose your path. And you can choose this one, but I'd hope that you choose this one. Because this one right here is going to make you a great person. Doing everything easy, I've seen it hurt so many people. When you're just babied as a child and you're just given everything, everything is handed to you, you have all the money in the world, you never have to fight for anything. That's what we want for our kids. That's what we say we want. But the truth is, these people aren't going to become great people. These people are. Because they know they have to fight for relationships, success, money, jobs. They have to fight for it. You got to choose your path. Hope you can choose the right one. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a blessed day.